Hello, this is the update, and this is quite an important update because it's the last update before the official online book launch. That's Thursday the 1st of April, 7 or 9 p.m. And this is really just telling you what's going to go on Thursday night. Okay, so the important information is you can live stream it from Twitter, Facebook or YouTube. Just find me, Julian Lee Comedy, on whichever those platforms you prefer. So Twitter, Facebook or YouTube. Like Julian Lee Comedy. You can live stream it on that. We want it to be a little bit interactive as well, so you can't, well, definitely want it to be interactive. So if you can send some questions in, or those questions could be, what was it like writing the joke book? What's your favourite joke from the joke book? What are your thoughts on comedy at the minute? How did you get into comedy? Or it could be something a bit more personal. I mean, nothing too personal. I'm not going to really reveal my darkest secrets, but it could be, where do you live? What do you like musically? Who do you like in football? Who do you like boxing? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? So some sort of more generic personal questions will be answered. Anything too personal will not be answered. But you can just ask questions about comedy or the joke book if you're more comfortable with doing that. That's not a problem. I'm going to have a friend of mine, Ian MacDonald, who you might know as iMac Pun. He was one of the members of the UK Pun Off when we used to do that, and he's going to produce the show for us. So thank you very much, Ian. Just publicly thank you for that, because it's going to be a big help. And I'll tell you some of the other things we're going to do. Okay, now if you've bought a copy of the book, or if you should be able to play along if you've got a Kindle version of the book as well. We're going to give some clues to a little phrase. And from the clues, you've got to work out what the phrase is, okay? It'll be along the lines of, right, on page 47, joke 3, word 5. And then you find out what that word is and you put it to one side. Then when you've got all the words together, you've got to put them into a phrase or a saying, okay? So that's what we're going to do tomorrow night. If you don't have a book or a Kindle version, well, obviously you've got time to download a Kindle version. If you're watching this on Wednesday, you probably haven't got time to get a physical copy of the book, but you can download it for free if you're a Kindle Unlimited customer, or it's $2.99 if you're not. You can download it on Kindle for $2.99. So we're going to do that. There's going to be lots of jokes, don't worry. There'll be lots of jokes involved. We might do a feature called Jokes That I Like But Nobody Else Does, because I did that when I took the show called Jokebox to Edinburgh in 2018, and that went down pretty well, so that'd be nice. Anything you put on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, please put the hashtag or use the hashtag Jokebox, please, and we can pick it out. I mean, you can start putting them on before 7 o'clock on Thursday if you want, because we'll be able to find them if you use the hashtag Jokebox. Any questions, messages on social media, the best one to get in touch with us is Twitter @JulianLeeComedy. But messages on Facebook or Twitter if you have any questions, and I'll try and solve them. I'm not that technical, so anything too technical I can't really help, but all you have to remember really is find Julian Lee Comedy on Twitter, Facebook or YouTube, and then just live stream it from my account on those platforms, okay? There will be jokes, there will be a bit of interactive stuff going. We're going to do a thing called Silly Book Titles, because there's a bit in the book at the end where I said books that the author recommends, and it's just going back to when you were a kid, and you'd get the Beano, and you'd have daft things like Falling Off a Cliff by Eileen Dover, stuff like that. So we want them to be original if you can, though, okay? So try not to use Eileen Dover or anything that's too obvious or too old. But we're going to have a little section where you can just send in silly book titles, and that should be a little bit of a daft laugh for us, okay? We might do some topics as well, so I might give a couple of topics and you can send in your jokes for that. The more original you are, the better chance you have of getting your joke read out, okay? So it is my official online book launch, but I want it to be a little bit interactive as well, so if you make me or Ian laugh, you'll probably get on, okay? Any questions, messages @Julian Lee Comedy. The website's been updated recently, so go to julianleecomedy.com. And that's about it for the update today. We'll still be doing a Julian's Top 10 Jokes of the Week this Friday. I haven't actually decided what the topic's going to be. I've just realised. Let's get my book out and have a quick look. This is the book that I'm officially launching, by the way. You've probably seen it if you've watched any of these before. Julian's League Jokebox. Shall we have a quick look for some inspiration? Some inspiration. Struggling. I'll tell you what we'll do science. And let's just hope I've got enough jokes about science to do that. Okay, so this week's Julian's Top 10 Jokes of the Week on Friday will still go ahead. The jokes will be about science. But the most important thing I want you to take from this is that the online official book launch is this Thursday, the 1st of April, 7 till 9 p.m. You can live stream it from Twitter, Facebook or YouTube by finding Julian Lee Comedy. Find that account on whichever platform you choose, Twitter, Facebook or YouTube, Julian Lee Comedy, and hopefully we'll have a nice time on Thursday to celebrate the official online book launch. The fact that I've got a joke book out, it's called Julian Lee's Jokebox. See you Thursday, 7 o'clock. But remember, don't mention Scandinavian barcodes.